Have you ever felt God slowly pulling people out of your life? Elias did. His days used to be full, friends visiting, laughter echoing through the house, conversations that lasted until late evening. Then one by one, people faded away. Calls stopped, plans broke, the house grew quieter. At first, Elias blamed himself. Did I do something wrong? Why am I suddenly alone? But deep down, he sensed something else, something he couldn't explain. A pull, a stillness. It hurt, but even in the pain, a small whisper nudged him. Pay attention. I am doing something you cannot see yet. Loneliness hit Elias harder than he expected. The silence wasn't peaceful, it was heavy. Every empty chair reminded him of someone who used to be there. He prayed, but heaven felt quiet too. One night, in frustration, he asked, God, why did you remove everyone? There was no answer, only stillness. But something about that stillness felt intentional, like a teacher waiting for a student to stop talking. Elias didn't understand it yet, but his heart was slowly being emptied. So God could begin filling it in a new way. Unable to carry the weight anymore, Elias stepped into the forest near his home. The wind brushed through the trees as if the earth itself was breathing with him. He sat on a fallen log and finally let the tears come. Lord, I don't know what you're doing, he whispered. For the first time, he admitted his fear, not of being alone, but of being forgotten. But as he cried, something shifted. Not a voice, not a miracle, just a quiet peace, a soft reminder in his heart. I am here, even when others are not. Days passed, and though Elias was still alone, something inside him was changing. He began noticing things he had ignored before. The songs of birds, the warmth of sunlight, the calm rhythm of life around him. He realized how loud his world had been, how full of distractions, how easily he leaned on people instead of God. Loneliness wasn't crushing him anymore. It was slowing him down, teaching him, softening him. For the first time in years, Elias began to feel grounded, like God was rebuilding him from the inside out. One morning, Elias woke up with a strange clarity. Nothing in his life had changed, but he had. His heart felt deeper, more patient, more aware. He began praying differently, not asking God to bring people back, but asking God to change him. And slowly, God did. In silence, Elias found strength. In stillness, he found purpose. The loneliness that once felt like punishment was shaping him into someone he never imagined he could be. God wasn't isolating him. He was preparing him. One afternoon, as Elias gathered firewood, he heard a faint knock. A weary traveler stood at his door, cold, hungry, and lost. Without thinking, Elias welcomed him in. He offered food, warmth, and a listening ear. The traveler left with gratitude, saying, "Your kindness feels like it came from God himself." Elias didn't realize it then, but this was the beginning. God was sending people back into his life, not the ones he lost, but the ones he was now prepared to help. More visitors began passing through the mountains. A mother seeking shelter, a young man battling fear, an elderly couple needing rest. Elias didn't have much, but he shared everything he could. Food, warmth, comfort, prayer. Each person left his home lighter than they arrived. And after each visit, Elias felt something awakening inside him. A purpose shaped in the very loneliness he once hated. Elias noticed a pattern. Every traveler who came carried a heavy story: loss, fear, heartbreak, confusion, and strangely, he understood them. Because he had lived those feelings too. God had carved empathy into him through solitude. One night, as he sat by the fire, it hit him. God didn't make me lonely. He made me ready. Elias discovered he had a gift, not for speaking, not for teaching, but for listening. People poured out their hearts without fear. His silence made them feel safe. His gentleness made them feel seen. The loneliness that once wounded him had become a tool God used to heal others. Word spread across nearby villages about the quiet man in the mountains. They said he had a peaceful spirit, a warm home, and a heart shaped by God. More people arrived, some seeking advice, others just needing a moment of rest. Elias welcomed each one with patience and grace. He never sought attention, yet God placed him exactly where wounded souls would find him. One stormy evening, a young girl arrived trembling with fear. Her family had abandoned her. She felt worthless. Elias sat with her for hours, reassuring her that God never leaves his children alone. As she cried into her hands, he whispered, "Your loneliness isn't the end. It's the beginning of who you will become." As he spoke, Elias realized he was repeating the very comfort God once gave him. That night, Elias remembered his own tears, his own questions, his own cries in the forest. But instead of pain, he felt gratitude. If God hadn't taken people away from him, he would have never learned how to comfort others the way he did now. His loneliness became a bridge, one that connected his heart to theirs. Elias began waking each day with quiet strength. He no longer feared silence. He no longer feared being alone. He carried peace. He carried purpose. He carried God's presence. The man who once begged for answers was now living in the very answer he prayed for. Joy came back into his life, but not through crowds or noise. It came softly, through gratitude, through purpose, through the people God sent at the right time. Elias realized something profound. Being alone taught him how to appreciate togetherness. One morning, Elias prayed differently, not asking for companionship, not asking for old friends back. Instead, he said, "Thank you, God, for the loneliness that shaped me." It was the first time he saw his past not as loss, but as preparation. One day, an older man visited Elias. He studied him quietly before saying, "Do you know why people come here?" Elias shook his head. The man smiled softly. "Because God trained your heart in silence. You understand what others feel before they say a word. That is a gift only loneliness can create." For the first time, Elias truly believed it. Elias began keeping a small journal. In it, he wrote the stories of each traveler, their struggles, their fears, their healing. It amazed him how God used his quiet season to prepare him for so many hurting souls. He wasn't a preacher. He wasn't a leader. He was simply a man who let God reshape him. And that was enough. One calm evening, Elias stood outside his home and watched the sunset. Memories washed over him. Every friend who left, every quiet night, every tear he shed. But instead of sadness, he felt peace. He finally understood. God didn't remove people to empty his life. He removed them to fill it with purpose. Another traveler arrived, a young man struggling with loneliness. His words trembled. "I feel like everyone is leaving me, even God." Elias smiled gently and said, "I once felt the same, but now I know. When God makes you lonely, He's preparing your heart for something greater." The young man's eyes filled with hope. As years passed, Elias became a quiet beacon on the mountain. A safe place, a healing place, a living message of God's purpose. He learned what he once feared. Loneliness is not abandonment. It is transformation. God removes people not to punish us, but to prepare us, to deepen us. strengthen us, and shape us into who we were meant to be. And in the silence, Elias found the greatest truth of all. You are never truly alone when God is shaping your heart.